You can choose to set goals and realize your potential, or you can choose not to set them. Now, if you choose not to set them, you got to understand that the consequences are not going to be good down the road.
A person who has purpose in their life, they have something to go for, some meaning. If you have a list of high purpose in your life, it pulls you toward the future. And the more powerful the purpose is, the stronger it pulls.
We know that one of the things about high achievers is they all have goals. Only 10% of Americans set goals every year. 10%. I can go to sales conferences, people that learn this stuff, hear it over and over. How many? 10%. We also know the same 3 to 10% control 90% of the resources of the world. So literally, without goals, you're directionless. You will be used. See, people without goals get used by other people who have them. People that don't have goals work for people who do.
And here's the other great advantage if you have purpose for the future. It pulls you through all kinds of challenges and all kinds of difficulties. If you don't have these strong purposes for the future, it's easy to get swallowed by a bad day. It's easy to be almost annihilated by a poor month. And it's easy sometimes to almost disappear beneath the waves of a year that goes backwards if you don't have something to pull you beyond that year.
You've got to get hungry and you've got to get focused. And I know these sound like basic things, but go to any area of your life you want something right now. Pick the number one thing you want to change. Body, money, business, relationship, faith. I don't care what it is. Pick it right now.
And so you want to be someone who picks up and gets clear about what you want. Make a list, 101 goals. I want to go to Paris. I want to, skydive. I want to bungee cord jump. I want to play the guitar. I want to learn to juggle. I want to learn 2 magic tricks for the kids. I want to go to the Olympics in Beijing. Whatever it is, make the list. And you'll see there's a lot of stuff under there that you've kind of put down that you want, and you can have anything you want.
So if you want something to pull you through all kinds of challenges, all kinds of difficulties, and things that come at you, you got to have something on out there, beyond today, beyond next week, beyond next month, beyond this year, that pulls you into the future.
So life's about sacrifice, life's about having self-discipline, life's about focus, all those things. And it's 24 hours in a day. Make it work to your advantage. And yes, I do get plenty of sleep, but life is all about sacrifice to achieve what you want.
1 to 10, how hungry are you? How desperate are you? 1 to 10, the most desperate and hungry you could be. Rank yourself.
In order to be successful, you must have one big goal. I give a goal-setting exercise all over the world that is life-changing. I go back a year later, or 2 years later, or 3 years later, and I have thousands of people come up to me, almost like a guru or a sage, and they say, "You changed my life, you made me rich." And I said, "It was the goals, wasn't it?" And they said, "Yes, it was the goals. How did you know?" And what I teach is this, is take a piece of paper, make a list of 10 goals that you'd like to achieve in the next 12 months. These are 1-year goals. Now sometimes I'll have a 1 day, a 1 week, a 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, but they're all goals that you want to accomplish within 12 months. Then you look over this list and you say, if I could wave a magic wand and achieve any one goal on this list within 24 hours, which one goal would have the greatest positive impact on my life? And then you look at your list of 10 and the answer will jump out at you. And that becomes your major definite purpose. This becomes your major goal. Then you transfer this to a clean sheet of paper and you write a deadline when you want to achieve this goal. You make a list of everything that you could think of that you could do to achieve this goal. You then organize this list like a checklist in order of sequence. What do you do first? What do you do second? What do you do third? And then you take action on your goal, and then you do something on that goal every day, 7 days a week. It's a very simple system. Decide the most important goal, write it down, make a plan, work on it every day. And then all of your other goals will start to move forward. You'll start to make progress on the big goal, but all the other goals will start to move forward almost without you even paying attention to them. So that's really the key to success, is single focus. Warren Buffett and Bill Gates were at a dinner party with Bill Gates' father and a large number of other people at Bill Gates' home in Seattle last year. And they were chatting with each other, they're very good friends, and somebody came up to them and said, "Excuse me, gentlemen, I don't mean to interrupt you, but you're 3 of the most important most successful people in the world, Bill Gates and Warren Buffett are number one, number two wealthiest men in the world. What would you say is the most important ingredient for success? And they all stopped and broke off their conversation and all turned simultaneously and looked at the man and said, focus. Focus is the most important quality for success. If you can focus, you can do anything. If you can't focus, you must always work for someone else who will make you focus. Now, wonderfully enough, focusing is like learning how to ride a bicycle or type with a keyboard. It's a learnable skill. You can learn to focus by practicing focus until it becomes automatic. One of my favorite quotes is from Goethe, the German philosopher, and he said, everything is hard before it's easy. So the formation of any new habit is hard before it's easy. You have to keep working at it. It's just like a bicycle. You keep falling down. You have to keep getting back up again until finally it becomes easier and easier, and soon it becomes automatic. And when you automatically get up each day, plan your day, and work on your most important goal, your whole life will transform.
Number 2, how laser crazy obsessed focused are you on what it is you want? 1 to 10. 10 being hyper, psycho, crazy, obsessed, focused, nothing's in your way. And to the extent you can increase your desperation and hunger and your obsessive focus will be to the extent that you can flourish. Because when those things convene and converge, all of a sudden, the collaborations, the people, the circumstances, the breakthroughs, the insights necessary begin to reveal themselves to you. And not only that, reveal themselves to you with momentum and speed at which you cannot believe. You can wake up a year and a half later, be number one in the world at something that you didn't even know existed before. I'm a testimony to that, and you can be as well. Your success is going to be predicated more than anything on your hunger and desperation level and your ability to get laser focused and eliminate the distractions in your life. This is what makes us great.
Who did you help? I mean, I really believe that what life is truly about is making other people happier. And I know that sounds very obvious, but this does apply to you as an entrepreneur or as a leader, or as a high performer, or as someone who wants to play at world class. I mean, I really believe in this concept of servant leadership. And as I've studied the great entrepreneurs and the great business builders and the great humanitarians, here's what I've realized. Inside, sometimes it was very private, on this second point of the purpose of life, they had this acute obsession with delivering value and helping as many people as possible. And I really do believe that's the secondary purpose of life. It's about helping being radically helpful to as many people as possible. And here's the thing. If you've done the interior work, so you are so full, there's no holes within you, okay, then you're not going to be a taker from the world, you're going to be a giver. And I'm going to repeat that again. If you look at the greatest among us, they were not takers, they were givers. And here's why I think they were givers. They didn't have any needs from within. They had so fallen in love with their greatness and their peace and their joy and their potential that they didn't need to take from the world. They didn't need to take from other people. They really were, their well of wisdom and compassion and self-worth was so full that they walked out into their workplace, they walked out into their industries, they walked out into their communities, and they were giving. And this applies to you as a business builder, because the more value you give, the more money you'll make, the more your brand will fly, the more customers will beat a path to your doorstep. And for you as a humanitarian, and you might not think of yourself as a humanitarian, but a humanitarian is simply someone that cares about humanity. And as a humanitarian, the more you give, the more you will open up the doorways to receive from the rest of the world.
When your home life is less than desirable, it's not where you want to be living, but you're trying to break out, how do you not let the chaos around you affect your vision and drive? So this is a framing question. So what you want to do, and this Tony Robbins asked this question, I think it's absolutely brilliant. How is the worst thing that ever happened to me the best thing that ever happened to me? So in your circumstance, how is being in a chaotic home life the best thing ever? Now I'll give you one example off the top of my head, and this is exactly why I play first-person shooters. Can you learn to stay calm in the chaos? Because my friend, I have the chills. If you can do that, it will serve you so well in every single area of your life, in a relationship, in business, if you want to be an athlete, if you want to play games, like whatever it is that you do, one of the things that you're going to have to become great at is letting all of the noise drift away into nothing and getting into laser focus on the thing that you're working on. Now, when I give advice like that to people, they think, well, how do I practice? The amazing news is the best thing that has ever happened to you is that you have a built-in way to do that. Your home life is mass chaos. So now you get a chance to practice. I have the chills. You get a chance to practice every day, tuning out the chaos and getting laser focused on something. That's framing. Now, there are other ways, but that one is so powerful that I will end it there. Focus on that. It is practice, practice every day. Thank God you're living in this chaotic environment. Man, congratulations.